Hola, mi Bisshhs. 'Tis I, Clois, aka Manny Bish, over on Instagram. And today we have some new dippies from CN Designer Dips. And for this video, I'm going to be using October Sky and Good Witch. I needed to look at these on my phone. Oh, and the freebie was Spellfire. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be using Good Witch and October Sky. I did have to look at my phone just to look and see again what these looked like. So I'm going to be showing that right here, what they look like and everything on this little guy right here. Now, so this is what it is. So I'm sitting here thinking, and I finally did it. But this is going to be a gel method video. And I am doing this on my natural nail, no peel base. So I've already done my cuticles, roughed up the surface. I just cleaned with some acetone and alcohol mix real quick before coming in and doing this again. And now we are going in with our gel. This is Madam Glam gel. Now, here in a second, when I'm done with these two fingers that I'm going to do, this is Good Witch, by the way. So I'm just gonna start by pouring over the nail. But here in a second, you're gonna see me point out that this whole time on the two nails that I'm gonna do Good Witch on, I was using my top coat and not my base coat. So, I mean, it worked just fine, but I meant to use my base coat, not my top coat. So I am going to be switching gels in a moment when I get done with these nails. Because I made it through without realizing. So anyways, I am just going to clean my cuticle. Now, the gel is still wet. I have not cured yet. I'm going to go ahead and do my second nail, which is going to be my ring finger. And we're going to pour over on it as well. When you do the gel method, it's always you want to pour over, at least for your first layer. I mean, you could lay your hand in it. I do not recommend actually dipping in. I would say either lay your finger in it or pour over. Do not actually dip, because that gel, since it doesn't harden or anything, you have a chance of moving it around and pushing it up, getting weird lumps and bumps in it if you actually dip. So my recommendation is, at least for the first layer, to pour over. And you will see that for this second layer, I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. You want to cure fully. Don't flash cure when you're doing the gel method with dip. Fully cure each layer. So I did that, and now I am going to come in with my second layer, and here's where you're going to see me lay my finger in there flat. Just lay it in there. And I'm gonna kind of, now that we have the powder on there and the gel isn't just wet and they're on the surface, I'm going to press those foils down a little bit. You want to be gentle with this because you can still move that gel around because it is still wet. So I'm just lightly adding some pressure to push those foils down. And I'm going to do the same thing on my middle finger here. Just add that second layer over top. And then lay my finger flat in there. This is where having a dip tray or a cupcake liner is really going to come in handy, so that you can fit your whole finger in it while you're laying it down, so that you can do it properly. And cleaning around those edges, still not cured. Now we're going to stick it in the light for another full minute. Again, fully curing each layer. And then I'm going to scrubby brush. Here's where I realized. Top coat. I'm going to scrubby brush. You do this after every layer, after it's cured, before you go in with another layer, scrubby brush. And this is going to also help with those flakies, just take off any parts that are sticking up, because the foil is just going to literally just tear right off the part that's not sticking to the nail. So no worries about any of the foil sticking up. It's not like glitter. It's really easy to just dust it right off if it's sticking up. And so now that I've switched to my base coat, I'm going to go in now with October Sky. This one is a thermal and a glow. And it goes from like a pinky rosy color to a like dark gray black color. Now I will say that gel can affect the way your thermal works. I'm not saying that it just will make it not work, but it can actually, gel can actually change the color of your dip. So you can notice that if you use a dip with dip liquids, it might look one way, and then when you use it with gel, it might look different. It's not the dip powder, it's the reaction between the dip powder and the gel versus the dip powder and the base. So gel can change the color of your dips, and there's that, you know, it could make it to where it's not as reactive. It could make it to where it's more reactive. It might look a little darker. It might look a little lighter. There's just a whole bunch of things that it could potentially do to it. So keep that in mind. I didn't really notice with this. I'm assuming that some of the pictures that I seen on CN Designer Dip's Instagram with these colors, that I'm assuming part of them, the pics were used with dip powder, and I didn't see any difference in the color change, mine versus theirs. So I feel like it also depends on the gel that you use. If it's more of like, because some gel is a yellow tone or has the tendency to turn yellow, I feel like that will affect it too. But I didn't notice any issues with this gel. So this is a Madam Glam base coat, and I'm also going to be using their top coat. But so we are pouring over. I'm pouring over on this one, and then I will also be doing the same thing where I dip flat into it. When it comes to gel method, if it's a solid color, I'll just pour over both or 3 layers, depending on how many I do. I'll just pour over the entire mani. But when it comes to glitters or foils, I will pour over first and then lay flat the second to get that more payoff from the glitter or the like accent that's mixed in there, you know? So that is what I will be doing for this situation on all of these nails. Pouring over first, laying flat second. And you can see, I will also be showing you the glow. The glow on these is crazy. And I could spend walking from the house to the bus stop and then back home. It's like maybe a 5-minute walk. And just being in the sun in the afternoon for that little bit of time, as soon as I would walk into the house, it's not even that dark in my house, but as soon as I'd walk in the door, it would just, it was like a light pinging on. These nails would just start glowing. So the glow payoff is good. And I also did freak myself out one night in the dark, in the middle of the night. I woke up and I moved my hand and I seen some glowing, and I literally jumped, and then I was like, oh, that's my hand. It's me. I'm the problem, you know. So, yes, the glow does glow. The glow glows. So, again, on these ones, I'm actually curing for a full 90 seconds because they are darker. The darker colors you want to cure longer because the light has to go through that extra pigmentation to get to the gel and actually cure it properly. So I am curing these for a full 90 seconds instead of just 60. My light has it's 15 second, 30 second, 60 second, and 90 second cure options. And on this one, I am using the 90 just to make sure, because you see how dark that is right there being cold. It's pretty much black, And black is the hardest gel color to cure because of the pigmentation. So now that we've got this dip powder in there mixed in with that gel, making it so dark, you want to cure it extra. If you only have a 60-second, I would say do 2 rounds of 60 then, just to make sure. Because you do not want uncured gel on your nails. Not only can they get messed up faster, but it can cause an allergic reaction for... It can cause problems, okay? Just make sure that that dark pigmentation is cured properly. And so, yes, I've had this happen before, actually, to myself. So, it might seem cured all the way through, and then you can be doing something randomly, maybe even like a day or 2 later, and it just starts to peel off, and the part that's underneath the top layer is still sticky and wet and gooey. So just be careful. All right, guys. Now on my pinky, I felt like I didn't have enough glitter things going on, so I just put a little bit of gel on there. I'm just going to stick another little moon and guy there because it was too empty for me. I didn't like it. And that's the only one that I felt like I really needed to do that with. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it back in the lamp for 60 seconds on this one. Just because it's not actual like powder on there. It was just the glitters on that one. And I am going to be clear capping because I do want to file my free edge a little bit and make sure that my cuticles are cleaned up some. So I'm going to be clear capping with 2 layers of my top coat. Or, yeah, this is my no wipe top coat. So I'm going to be doing 2 layers. And I am going to file and buff. I did 2 layers because I do have that glitter going on, and gel can be thin. If you were doing dip powder, you only need like 1 layer of clear just because that powder plus the liquid is like thicker. But because I'm doing gel and I've got a little bit of chunky glitter going on, I am doing 2 layers just to protect it extra well. And then also to give my fingers just a little bit extra thickness since I am doing this on my natural nail and I don't have a overlay on or anything to give my fingers any extra thickness. That way I don't get any chipping or anything like that. If you're getting chipping on your nails, it is possible that it's just too thin. So if you feel like it's just too thin, you feel like you're getting more chipping than you probably should be, I would look at the thickness and maybe next time just try and add a couple of layers of clear or for like before filing and buffing, or add an extra layer of whatever color you're using before going in with your top coat situation. And you could even, like, before top coating, do base coat and top coat. Because, I mean, sometimes, I don't know, base coat and top coat to me, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't need a base coat. Oh, I don't need it. Like, right now, after filing and buffing, I'm going in with my top coat. I'm not using a base coat. I'm just going right in with my top coat. But I also didn't do a whole lot of filing, so I still had those extra layers of the clear from before I went into file, if that makes sense. So, anyways, this is what we are working with. I really just wanted, I had an idea, but it turned out it didn't work very well, so I just ditched it. I was going to try and do a ghost on one of the nails, but the idea was good, the execution was not, so I just cut it out and left it alone. But so we ended up with this plain-ish mani, but I still really like these colors and together. And I really wanted this October Sky bundle from C & Designer Dips, and I'm so happy I got it because these colors are just beautiful, and I can't wait to use the rest of them. And yeah, so this is my mani. My next video will be Beetlejuice nails, so keep an eye out for that one because I'm actually really excited about that mani in that video. So after my top coat, I am going to cure these for 60 seconds. This top coat did have a tacky layer, so I'm just gonna rub that off with some alcohol. I'm gonna put on a cuticle oil from CN Designer Dips that's called Date Night. Their cuticle oils smell amazing, and it's so good. So I'm going to put that on my cuticles right now. I got just a little sample because I got like 3 of them, and yeah, so just gonna rub that in. And this is the mani. I'm gonna stick my nails in the light really quick so that you can see the glow. And yeah, this is it. My pictures will show the color change, how it gets to the light pink and a glow. So you've got the lighter pink, more black, and the glow. So I'm trying to see if I can change it myself really quick, but it's not working. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's free to you, helps me out a ton. If you are subscribed, could you just like make sure that you're subscribed? Because sometimes it just be taking those away. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, Bisshhh!